Hello once again, race fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Dropping the Hammer Racing Hour here on The Grueling Truth. I'm Alex Gray, along here with Michael Klein. We'll have a guest joining us here in just a little bit. Okay, so a lot has happened since our last episode. Goodness, I'm not sure where to start, really. We could talk about the Chili Bowl as well. That took place just last weekend as well.
Yeah, let's talk Chili Bowl. I'm always up for that.
Alrighty. Yep, we got to watch all the events on Saturday. Some big names, of course, got to run in it, from Chase Elliott to Kyle Larson, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Chase Briscoe, among many more. And, of course, you can't forget about Sammy Swindell. And pretty much the whole gist of it, and Christopher Bell, forgot to bring him up too. A lot of competitive drivers, lots of competition. I was very impressed with, that was my first time I ever really sat down, because I've always heard about it and who won, but I never really sat down and watched the full thing, and I really enjoyed it. Of course, Kyle Larson ended up winning the whole show. Christopher Bell, I thought Christopher Bell really had a shot at the end until lost control, and his car went for a ride there at the end.
Yeah, it's not the first time he's jumped the cushion trying to beat Larson. First time it happened, at least that I saw, was actually at Lawrenceburg a couple of years ago for the Outlaw show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think on dirt, that is a huge rivalry, and I start to wonder if maybe in NASCAR that could start to blossom over into NASCAR, especially with running on the Bristol dirt in the Cup Series. You wonder if those two are going to be going at it.
Yeah, I could definitely see this kind of having like Niki Lauda, James Hunt dynamic. Real good friends off the track, but they become bitter rivals on the track. I mean, that's definitely what we're seeing, because whenever you see their names on the entry list, you basically know it's going to be a showdown between those two. Yeah,
absolutely. Obviously those two have shown that in those types of races they are the class of the field. So I'm really looking forward, especially, we didn't really get to see those two race each other a whole lot in NASCAR because we all know what happened, but this year it's going to be fun to see Larson, especially moving into Hendrick Motorsports, and Christopher Bell now getting a ride at Joe Gibbs Racing. So,
and honestly, even if Larson had run the full year, that we still really wouldn't have gotten to see that, because if we're being honest, Ganassi is miles ahead of Levine family, so
yes,
it was almost a guarantee Larson was going to beat him every week. But now we have Larson in a Hendrick car, and we have Bell in a Gibbs car, so that's going to be a legit rivalry, I think, each week.
Yeah, so I think that's one thing that we could look forward to. There's so many things that, honestly, we can look forward to in 2021. This is probably one of the most hyped-up seasons ever. Like, I am super excited for this season, more than ever, just because of all the changes, all the new faces, all the new teams. And speaking of one of the new teams, Trackhouse Racing, the team owned by Justin Marks, brought in Pitbull as a co-owner. Because, they need to bring in Boost Mobile just because of that. How do you spell EU? But, dude, I love Pitbull's music, I admit. I love his music. So when I woke up to those news, I jumped out of my bed in excitement. I was like, oh, my God, it's Pitbull. So, yeah, of course, he and Daniel Suarez, and it's really cool. I mean, it's 2021. Michael Jordan and Pitbull are co-owners of a NASCAR team. We have
possibly Floyd Mayweather.
Possibly Floyd Mayweather, and with the Money Team, and, of course, the Netflix series coming out featuring Kevin James. My goodness, I think NASCAR is truly on the uprising again. In terms of popularity, we were in the news a lot last season from COVID and everything else. And, those in the Morning Consult posted that we were the 9th fastest growing brand among our generation, or Gen Z. And I think that's really good, considering the fact I didn't see any other sports leagues in that top list. So I think NASCAR is, I think NASCAR is getting somewhere. I think things are looking pretty promising. So yeah, I'm excited about Mr. Worldwide coming into NASCAR.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide, part owner of the team with the only international driver. I mean, it just fits perfectly.
International, yeah. Just made me think of that one song, International Love, that he did. That song's going to be 10 years old this year.
But, I'm feeling kind of old now.
Yeah, same, because I saw an entire compilation of, songs that will turn 10 years old in 2021. I'm like, oh, my goodness, man. Now I'm old. But, yeah, so we mentioned that. Of course, some other news, some rides starting to fill up, some moves being made as February inches closer. We're just about under 4 weeks away from the Daytona 500, by the way, which Michael will be down there again this year. I will be home, but my plan is that in 2022, I am for sure going down to Daytona because I want to see the next-gen car debut. And speaking of next-gen car, I don't know if you saw Spencer Boyd's tweet yesterday, but it looked like it was some sort of media day, of course, took place. It looked like he was sitting inside of a car, and on the side of it, it said Gen, and then the apostrophe 2. So, and the number was moved to where they were rumoring to move it, like where they had for the All-Star race. So something tells me that could be an incoming next-gen car reveal here pretty soon.
I mean, you had to expect it.
Yeah. I'll go back to the statement of, you can move the numbers and slap the stickers on the cars, but I still believe, in the end, you got to do more than that these days. Letting drivers be engaged with their sponsors and, doing all those, fun commercials that like what you saw when we were kids. So,
yeah.
That's
like
my personal belief.
Yeah, like the new NASCAR Fox Daytona commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was done perfectly.
Yes. Very, very well done. I think it really pieced together what we should be excited for. Of course, mentioning even the new team, 2311. Of course, Clinton Boyer and Jeff Gordon being in the booth. They're going to come out with a more comedic one, but with Gordon and Boyer here soon, and I'm looking forward to that. This is going to be a really good season. I'm really looking forward to all the craziness that could possibly happen, especially with all the new tracks. The Bristol Dirt Race, Nashville, Road America, COTA, so Indy Road Course, and of course, we're going back to the Daytona Road Course because Auto Club unfortunately is not able to host a race this year. But yeah, this is a schedule unlike any other in the past, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. In terms of other news, as I'm trying to piece it all together in my head, Derek Cope is going to run the Daytona 500, which he has not attempted since 2011. So he'll be driving the 15 for Rick Ware. Rick Ware also announcing Cody Ware will be going full-time Cup in the 51. And I'm trying to remember. Who was called for I know somebody was called to drive the 52.
Josh Bilicki.
That's what I thought. Okay, Josh Bilicki. He'll be driving the number 52 for Rick Ware. And it looks like today they just announced they're going full-time in IndyCar, from what it looks like.
Yeah, that should be a fun year for Rick Ware.
Yeah, they're expanding the racing empire. They got their IMSA team as well. I believe Cody Ware's going to be driving. Is Cody Ware driving the Rolex 24? I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Yep, they're running the LMP2 class. They've actually got Austin Dillon with them, too.
That's right. Yeah, they got Austin Dillon in there with them, too. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to see how they do. That's going to be coming up here in less than 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yep, end of the month. So definitely looking forward to that. So much news. I know College Racing announced A.J. Allmendinger is going to run their Cup car at the Daytona Road Course. Ty Dillon's going to run the 500 for Gaunt Brothers, so it's good that he has a ride. He's still working on what he could possibly drive, possibly a part-time deal with the team. Again, it's just something we'll have to wait and see. As of right now, we got a good amount of cars. Like, we're at about, 45 to attempt the 500?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got Jamie McMurray coming back, which I'm really excited for, because I was a huge McMurray fan growing up.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see McMurray come back and run it again. So, my biggest thing is, 40 cars are going to be in the race. Is there any chance maybe you can expand the field to 42 and make things a little bit more fun if we're going to have this many cars attempt? I think that would be, just for the 500, I think that'd be pretty cool. And just
Screw it, let them all in.
And then just seeing, again, the influx of all these new teams. NY Racing's going to come back. They got the 44. We don't know who their driver's going to be yet. And then, of course, down in Xfinity.
If it's not Tommy Joe Martins, I'm going to rage.
Dude, I would love for Tommy Joe Martins to attempt the 500. Let's see. If I'm correct, I think it was it Big Machine Records that's starting up a NASCAR team?
Yes. Yeah, they're going to be working with Jade Buford.
Yeah.
They're going to have someone else for Daytona, though, because he's not approved to run that.
Okay. Yeah, their car is going to be number 48. They unveiled what their paint scheme is going to look like as well. Let's see here. I just see a tweet from Nashville Super Speedway, which, by the way, both of us had tickets for that race as well. Roush Finley tweeted, Twitterless Carl bringing Fastenal Racing to victory lane at Nashville in 2011. We're pumped to make a dramatic return to the track this year. The Nashville Super Speedway just retweeted, think he's free on June 20th? That's what's next. A Carl Edwards return.
Oh, yeah.
We need a Carl Edwards return. Oh, man. So let's see. ARCA testing also recently took place. Lots and lots of drivers pretty much going for testing, and I know sometimes they can get approved for running on Daytona because of that. And, well, unfortunately, for one, Taylor Gray, he took his phone out and filmed from in the car while he was driving his single car run at Daytona, which obviously not the best of moves to make. So,
yeah, you've got to be smarter than that. Even if you're 15, that should just be common sense.
Yeah, again, you're going, 100, well, our cars, they probably run around, 170, 180? So still, you're going pretty fast, and it can be dangerous. It's not like when Brad Keselowski made that famous tweet back in 2012 when he was taking it from inside the car during that famous red flag where Dave Blaney almost won the 500. But, yeah, this is a completely different situation in that case.
Yeah, and, I've heard a lot of people saying, well, it was a single car run, what could really go wrong? See, the thing about these cars is that they are so unpredictable. I mean, you never know what could happen. I mean, something could break, and, I mean, seriously.
Exactly.
I mean, if you miss your lineup at all, that could have disastrous consequences, too. I mean, there's just no excuse for that at all when your car is in motion.
Right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the only driver we've seen, in the news for all the wrong reasons as of late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. I know stuff came out about, I don't know if we want to talk about it, but Corbin Forster.
I honestly wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
I honestly kind of expected that out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, don't ask me how this dude has a ride.
Yeah, I'm just very disappointed in him. And, it's just disappointing. Just don't be a creep on the internet, guys. Just don't be.
Yeah, I can't believe it's 2020, and that has to be said.
Yeah.
That should just be common sense. Unfortunately, I think that's been happening way too often lately.
Yeah, it just seems like anymore, it seems like almost everyone or a ton of people are doing it. We don't know, especially like, I hate to bring this up, the YouTubers. We've seen a ton of YouTubers getting busted for being creeps or doing stuff they shouldn't be doing, including like Call Me Carson and Pyrocynical and those guys. So just don't be a creep. The internet's a dangerous place. That kind of stuff.
Right.
So going back to,
unfortunately, I guess something that sort of had me wrapped in it was, the Haley Deegan thing, which,
right.
I guess I wasn't necessarily wrapped in it. I was in all those races that she was doing, talking with all these guys. I obviously didn't hear her use the slur because I wasn't necessarily in that Discord, but, yeah. I'll say this, though. I think NASCAR is making the right call when it comes to that situation because she's young. She's going to say stupid stuff like that.
Yes.
We didn't say stupid stuff like that when we were teens. So make her go through the sensitivity training, give her this chance to understand that what she did was wrong. She'll be back. I've gotten to know her quite a bit over the past year, and, she seems like a nice person. I mean, she really does. Obviously, that was inexcusable, but she can bounce back from it.
Yeah, exactly. So other NASCAR news, Andy Lally also said he'll be racing he'll race something during the NASCAR weekend on the Daytona Road Course. And he also talked about the impact on teams of having 7 road courses this year instead of 2 or 3. So, of course, that's also a big change for the schedule this season. Trying to find some other bits of news. Paint schemes being revealed. All sorts of fun stuff. RSS Racing has formed a partnership with the Rheaume brothers for the number 23 NASCAR Xfinity Series team. So it looks like Josh Rheaume's team is going to make the move up to the NASCAR Xfinity circuit with a partnership with RSS Racing, which I'm going to say this, which also they're going to be switching to Ford this year as well, Ryan Sieg's team. And I personally believe, I think Ryan Sieg, he'll get his first career win this season.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And, that also kind of indirectly confirms that Rheaume's been reinstated. So I understand he was suspended as an owner for a while.
Yeah. Let's see here. Corey LaJoie's car been revealed. I think it looks pretty slick. The white with the orange and black flames, the orange number, I think that looks absolutely beautiful. Let me see here. Brandon Jones and Menards releasing their paint scheme set for 2021. 15 different hood sponsors that will be displayed on the 19. That's like how the Menards cars usually do it. Let's see. I see DuPont on there. I see the Drink Hug. I see Swifter. All sorts of goodies on the car. So,
where are you seeing this? I don't think I've seen these yet.
Oh, really? Jogus Racing tweeted it yesterday around 6 p.m.
That explains it. I was at work at Menards.
How ironic. All right, let me check what else I missed. Oh, Austin Cindric. He's going to be attempting the Daytona 500 in the number 33 for Team Penske.
Yep. Oh, along with Noah Gragson with Beard Oil.
Yep, the 62. So that makes 44 drivers announced for the 500 with at least 2 more possible. Open cars include Chad Fincham, whether it's the 13 or 49, the 16 of Kaz Grala for Colleague, the 33 of Austin Cindric for Team Penske, the 36 of David Reagan, the 37 of Ryan Preece. So JTG actually gave their charter to somebody. 62 of Gregson, the 66 of Timmy Hill, and the 96 of Ty Dillon. NY Racing, the 44, said it plans to attend. Tommy Baldwin says the plans are TBD, meanwhile. And Carl Long said he will end up using the 49 for Chad Fincham in the Daytona 500.
Kind of expected that.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got, last year I think we had, 2 go-or-go-homers or 1 go-or-go-homer. This year we're going to have...
Yeah, we had, I think 2 drivers had to go home. Or wait.
Yeah.
Let me think here.
I know Daniel
2 or
Suarez
4.
Right.
Yeah. I know J.J. Yaley did. I think Fincham did. Let me look this one up.
1, 2, 3.
And yeah, just another fun fact here. Lucas Oil Late Model Series starts tonight. Looks like they have both Kyle Larson and Stuart Friesen down there, which it looks like Larson's going to be running some more of the dirt late model this year whenever Mr. H allows.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun to watch, him on the late model circuit. Yeah, so let's see. If I count up the amount of cars, that's, let me think here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so I guess 6 would go home unless they were to expand the field to 42. So, yeah, that's a good amount of cars that'll go home. And that's what always made the Daytona 500 so fun, was all these teams that had to, the qualifier race their way in. And you get to see all the different stories and all that fun stuff. Because I remember, back in 2009 when Tommy Baldwin, literally threw everything into starting a Cup team, literally 30 days before the Daytona 500. They got Scott Briggs in the car, and they raced their way in. And I remember watching that. I just got home from school, and I was watching that race, the duel, and I thought it was pretty cool. It's really cool to see those fun stories and, all the guys that dream of making it into the Daytona 500. It's our Super Bowl. It's our big race. So obviously you want to go big.
Absolutely. And I just looked it up, and it was 3 drivers who had to go home. Okay. It looks like it was Chad Fincham, Daniel Suarez, and J.J. Yaley.
Okay, that sounds about right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you think I'd remember since I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember watching, and I was so bummed about Suarez, wrecking at that one point. And obviously, I know it always hurts to miss the 500. So he won't have to worry about that this year. He's with a team that's got a charter, so Trackhouse still be in the 500. They're good. So, although, it's interesting that JTG has an open car now, so there's a possibility that Ryan Preece could miss the 500, and that could definitely, I don't know how to word it at the moment, but it would definitely suck. Considering the fact that you run the full season and everything else.
I mean, just think, you miss the 500, that's basically it for your season, because you can't make the playoffs anymore.
Yeah. So, even if, so it's probably important for him, of all guys, to make the 500. Because, again, as you said, if he missed the 500, he won't be in the playoffs if he wins a race. So, yeah, something to think about there. I forgot. Did JTG loan that charter out to Spire? Is that what happened?
I'm not sure.
Because I thought I heard Spire got it or something like that. So I don't know. I get lost with all the charters and where they go. Let's see here. Here's some truck news, by the way. Norm Benning is actually aiming for a full-time campaign in the Truck Series this season with his number 6.
Huh.
So, if he can...
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, if he can grab a little bit of extra sponsorship, then we could definitely see Benning out there on the track. He's been racing for a very long time, and it's honestly pretty cool to see guys like him still out there.
Yeah, Norm's one of those guys who, he's there because he loves to race. And, of course, those are the guys who, you got to respect the most out of anyone.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they spend thousands of their own money, with very little sponsorship, usually with just a volunteer crew, travel the country just because they love the sport.
Yeah. Well, you love doing what you're doing. That's why, Morgan Shepherd's still been around. And obviously they're hoping that his team can obviously make a comeback this year as well. They haven't been able to last season because of the no practice, no qualifying ordeal. And, I think that's what's awesome. These guys keep doing it because they love doing it. It's not like when you are in baseball or football, your body breaks down at some point. You're not the same player. In racing, you can race into your 50s, 60s. We've even seen instances where a couple guys raced in their 70s. So I think that's also what kind of makes NASCAR fun.
You got Herschel McGriff, who I think still races, and he's over 90.
Yeah. How about that? Because I know he's driven in some lower series races, and I'm like, man, that is one of the most incredible things that, a guy like Herschel McGriff is still out there, hustling it at the age of, 90-something. I just find that amazing.
Yep. 93 years old.
93. That's amazing.
Yeah, looks like it's been a few years since his last start. His last start, he was 90 years, 4 months, and 21 days.
Yeah, because I know he made a start not too long ago.
He's got 4 Cup Series wins to his credit. Oh, wow. And just to put this into perspective, his very first Cup Series start was the 1950 Southern 500, the very first paved super speedway race in NASCAR.
Wow. He's been racing since NASCAR's second season of existing. That's how long that he's been racing. That is amazing, honestly.
Yeah. And you got Red Farmer, who's, I think, 87 now, something like that. And he's still racing. I think he did announce that this will be his final year, though. But who knows with him? Knowing him, I think he'll probably come back for a few races.
Yeah, I could see it too.
Yeah, this dude took down COVID. Nothing can. Yes, he survived some major crashes, helicopter crash that killed Davey Allison, COVID at 87, which I think he also had some sort of underlying health condition. So that really didn't look well for him. So it's like nothing can take him down. I'm convinced my grandchildren are going to watch Red Farmer racing.
I can believe that. I can believe it. Yeah, I just pulled up, Herschel McGriff's racing reference. Obviously, all the years that he raced, and then 2018 age 90. That's amazing. All right, so Nashville Super Speedway also announced their sponsor for the Cup race. The race is going to be known as the Ally 400. Ally Financial will be the sponsor of that race. I like the logo too. They actually made the track look like an old record player CD. So I thought that was a really cool touch to the design there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down there. It's going to be a fun weekend.
Oh, I agree. I think Daytona's going to be tons of fun this year, I should say. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. To add on with Ty Dillon, he will attempt the Daytona 500 with Gaunt, sponsorship from Bass Pro and Black Rifle Coffee. He says, I couldn't be happier. I love super speedway races, and the Daytona 500 is the biggest of them all. So, I was worried. I didn't know where the heck Ty Dillon was going to end up, but luckily he was able to bring some funding over for that team, and hopefully maybe that can blossom into something for him if he continues to help build the Gaunt Brothers team up.
Now, also, announcement here is that Rico Abreu left the family team.
Yeah.
Rico Abreu leaving Rico Abreu Racing. Yeah, that's crazy to read. Looks like he will be behind the wheel of the Paul Silva 57 car whenever Larson's not driving it. And That Cotton-Shield will be behind the wheel of Rico Abreu Racing, 24, for his final season.
Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely not an announcement I think anybody expected to hear.
Yeah, because
I mean, it's still interesting.
Yeah, he was like Rico Abreu or like as released Rico Abreu from Rico Abreu Racing or something like that. The way he tweeted it was actually kind of comical too.
Yeah. What's really comical about it too is the fact that Paul Silva worked for Rico Abreu Racing for a while before Rico fired him.
Yeah.
And now Rico's driving for him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I found what the punishment was for Taylor Gray. He got fined $1,000 and was placed on probation for the remainder of the 2021 ARCA season. So that's the result there.
Yeah, I would have put him on suspension, or not suspension, on probation. Not sure I would have fined him.
Yeah.
Just being a 15-year-old, like, at the same time, you do kind of spread a message that that's not going to be tolerated.
Right. You got to put the foot down and just tell them, no, don't do that, So, it's all good. Mane and Tail will be the primary sponsor for Quinn Health in several races this year, including the Daytona 500. If I'm correct, that's an old Derek Cope sponsor, is it not?
What was it again?
Mane and Tail?
I'm not sure.
Let me look it up because I thought it was, because I know Derek helps out at Starcom. See, at least I have my computer with me. I can just quickly hop on Google. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, he drove the Mane and Tail car.
Huh.
Way back in the 90s. Fun fact about Derek Cope, the last Daytona 500 he ran in was 2004, even though he attempted for several years afterward. He didn't run in it. He hasn't ran since 2004. So, and I believe that 15 is chartered. So, he will be in the 500.
Yeah, from what I heard, it's supposed to be his final one too.
Yep, I did read that as well. So, a very fitting way for him to go out, and best of luck to him. Because I remember there was a rumor like a former Daytona 500 champion was gonna, drive for Rick Ware. My first thought was, it's the 15. They have the 15. Is it Michael Waltrip? Because it'd be the 20th anniversary of when he won the Daytona 500 in 2001. So I know.
I think that's what a lot of us were hoping for.
Yeah, I was too. I won't lie. I would have loved that, but that's okay. And obviously, I also did paint an NR 2003 car of like a mock-up. I actually painted like a 15 Rick Ware Racing Napa Chevrolet, even though Napa probably wouldn't sponsor him at this point, but still like a fun little throw. I threw back to his 2001 scheme essentially, so I had a lot of fun making that one, and I have that up on Stu Nut Racing for you NR 2003 people. So, any update on our possible guest, by the way?
Said to be in about now. Let me see here.
All right, I'm sure he'll be in.
Yeah.
All right, and let's see. You mentioned that you just got your Indy 500 tickets, right?
Yep.
Nice. Yep. I'm not gonna lie. I can probably afford a ticket somewhere around here. I see some. Because I've just figured, oh man, tickets are gonna be like $200. I'm just like, oh wait, $75. I could probably get that. So I'm probably
okay. Yeah, he's gonna be in here in just a few minutes.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I could probably get a ticket somewhere in the grandstands for the Indy 500. Maybe sneak a general admission ticket for the Cup weekend or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, I think
Alrighty.
Not sure if they're going to have flex seating for that one. That's usually what I do.
What, the general admission tickets?
Oh, it's called a flex ticket. It's basically $50, and there's like certain sections that you can move freely throughout. With all the COVID stuff going on, I don't know if that's going to be available. I don't know. I guess if general admission is, I guess there's no reason that would be.
Okay. Well, let me see here. Oh, yeah, they have. Of course, August, they got the Cup race day and then the doubleheader between Cup and NASCAR and IndyCar, the Xfinity and IndyCar series.
Yep. And hopefully the BC39, which hopefully your boy will be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've confirmed they're going to do it. They just haven't confirmed the date. I mean, I feel like that's when it would be. They just have it listed as a TBA right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which, just so everyone knows, we've made a lot of headway with getting our 2021 plans figured out. Hopefully we'll have something to announce here really soon.
Okay. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So hopefully we'll hear some news on that on your racing season here pretty soon.
Yep.
Let's see. Do you, and I'll probably discuss this in the next episode because I've been writing out what my predictions are going to be. I'm going to make a YouTube video on it. Oh. I believe our guest is joining. Hey.
Hey, what's
Devon
up?
Rouse, welcome.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Doing real good, man.
All right, so
Sorry, it took a little
Devon
bit
Rouse.
to get out of work. My boss stopped me on the way out.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, no worries at all. Here's our guest, by the way, Devon Rouse, joining us. We're absolutely thrilled to have you on. Welcome to the show.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
If I'm correct.
Yeah, no, go ahead, man.
Oh. So recently you said, were you down in Daytona for ARCA testing, right?
Yes. Yeah. I flew down last Thursday. Got in Thursday night, tested Friday, and flew home Saturday morning. Just a quick in and out.
Okay. And how was that experience, getting to race on Daytona?
It was, mind-blowing. That was really, ultimately, that was my first time ever off dirt. I tested the truck at Myrtle Beach Speedway a year ago today, actually. And, it was really cold when I went and tested in Myrtle Beach, so that, there was no heat built up. You really couldn't get on the gas. The tires wouldn't warm up. So, it was difficult, getting going in that. But so really, ultimately, that was the first actual true go-get-it on pavement. And it was definitely not, not a big shock, but it was a shock, coming off dirt. I feel that I handled it really well, though. I got in the car, and I wasn't scared of it at all. There was no fear, intimidation, really. It was just more the unknowingness of everything, to know what the proper sight is, the proper feel, the proper, drive to it, all the things that your asphalt guys who've been running for a while know the normality of what it should be, and then me coming from dirt not knowing what the normality is. That was my biggest thing.
Yeah, what division on dirt did you run?
Sprint cars. I race sprint cars. My family owns our sprint car team here in the Midwest.
Okay. Yeah, I race USAC midgets.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah, I was actually just telling him before you came on that we're close to getting our 2021 plans all figured out, and I'm looking forward to announcing that.
Yeah. Yeah,
we might have some sprint car stuff.
Then?
Oh, yes. Yeah, he came over to my house, and we both watched it.
Yeah, I was supposed to run Chili Bowl this year, and then, the Daytona stuff came up, so I knew that I was going to be down there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so I wasn't able to run it. But that's all right. There's next year now, so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, that's what I didn't get, is that they scheduled it for the same day as the Chili Bowl. I mean,
I know.
That's going to create a huge conflict of interest right there for so many people.
Exactly, and that was like, say that COVID wouldn't have happened this year. 2 years ago I got a really neat opportunity. I was actually up at Knoxville Nationals and met some Australians that were over here, and they've offered me now the last 2 years in a row, this year and last year, to come over and race for them. But last year I stayed because of the truck stop coming up, and then I traveled, those last few races of the 2019 NASCAR season, and then, was hot and heavy on getting meetings and doing this and this and this and, making sure I had all my ducks in a row to go test at Myrtle Beach. And then, boom, race season was here, so there was no time to get over there. Well, then we were dealt with COVID this year, so.
Yeah, that's kind of what threw a wrench into my plans, is that, we did the Shamrock Classic, and literally the week after that, I think, is when everything started to really hit the fan. And unfortunately, that, combined with a few other things, ended up taking me out of the seat for the rest of the year. So last year, Shamrock Classic was the only race I was able to run, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, it was, and so, like, next year, we're kind of looking into a plan for this year of, how the rest of this year is going to, we're not even into this year, obviously, that far, but, what this year is potential to hold, but then how next year will play out, so hopefully be able to go and do Chili Bowl, and that they don't have the Daytona test, on the same weekend again, because I'd love to do both, especially do the test again next year and getting prepped for 2022. But normally, how it would hopefully go is that I'd be able to leave for Australia right after Chili Bowl to kind of finish out the season over there. But it's all, nothing's set in stone yet, so it's up in the air as to how the plan will go.
Yeah, that's basically the story of the world right now, is that nothing is set in stone. Yeah. So what kind of sprint car is that? Was it like a 305, a winged?
Yep. Wing 305, yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I've run those. My parents called me to our race shop on my 17th birthday, and they're like, hey, we need your help with something down here. So I walked in, and there were some of my, close friends and then family members, and I walked in, and there was a turnkey sprint car sitting there for my 17th birthday.
Nice.
And so I've been running sprint cars ever since.
Yeah, I've seen a few videos of stuff like that happening. Yeah, that's really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously in the last year for me, I've, been diving more into the dirt racing world with sprint cars and dirt midgets. I've gone to some races, and I've learned a lot, and I really want to learn more about it. I've always been a long-time NASCAR fan, but now I'm starting to trickle into other forms of motorsports, and I really enjoy the dirt racing. It's just a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, this past weekend I tested, the team I was with was Fast Track Racing, and so, that's Andy Hillenberg. And, I don't know if you know the name Andy Hillenberg, but,
yeah.
Obviously Andy was a huge sprint car guy himself. And so, we were sitting there in the hauler, and he was like, I'm going to tell you, I'm glad you're here, and, glad that you're wanting to do this and stuff. He said, but I'm going to tell you right now, you're having the most fun that you're going to have right now sprint car racing. And it's not, it's the fun and whatnot, but it's also, expanding my skills and expanding my career. I will always do dirt. I will never, be completely away from dirt. That's just not who I am. That's what I've grown up on. That's what I know. So dirt will always be a part of me. It's just adding more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would say he's right, because, I've worked in ARCA before, That was kind of my first foray into like big level racing, was working with some of these smaller teams. I actually know a bunch of the guys over at Fast Track. So yeah, I've actually spoken with Andy himself about possibly driving for him. Nothing really came from that, but I would say he's completely right. You know, you get there and it's just kind of a more professional feel to it. You know, whereas with sprint car racing, you're able to kind of have a little bit more fun with yourself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%.
Now, you know, that's not to say that there's no fun involved in NASCAR at all, but
oh no, because I had a blast this last weekend, and it was really cool. You know, 2021 marks my 20th year anniversary of racing. So my first green flag of 2021 was turning laps at Daytona. So you know, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, I think that's go ahead.
Pretty sweet.
I think that's a really cool experience for anyone, just getting the opportunity to really turn laps at such a historical venue like Daytona with so much history and so many memories there, and, you know, some of the best in the world have ran on that track too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, also other news came out, if I'm correct, you got some truck races lined up as well?
I am looking at doing the two dirt truck races. You know, I haven't signed a contract with the team yet, so nothing's being released and like team name, sponsor of that yet until all of that is final and wrapped up. But big things are in the works for those. So I'm hoping that here very soon the team and sponsors can be announced once everything is finalized here pretty quick.
Awesome.
We look forward to that, man. You know,
yeah.
I actually got off the phone with my sponsor company, and they'd like to see if they could get me approved to run Knoxville. Not sure how realistic that is, but, you know, we'll definitely go for it.
That's awesome. Yeah, for sure. I mean, like Knoxville's, it's not home. 34 Raceway is home for me, but Knoxville's the next home. Knoxville Raceway from my driveway is 2 hours right on the nose. So, I mean, it's right here.
Yeah, I would have liked to have made my debut at Eldora because, you know, that's kind of my home track. You know, same thing for you there, but yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to do that last year, and then obviously COVID. So we're moving into this year, bigger and better things.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody pretty much left 2020 behind, and now we can pretty much just go ahead and look forward to the future and things getting better, and hopefully things will be back to normal, and we can get back to going to things we love to go to and doing things we love to do and everything else. So I think that's a big goal for everybody in 2021. I hope maybe by the end of the season we might get a full capacity crowd at a race again.
Oh, I'm hoping. I'm really hoping so.
Yeah. So yeah, what was going to be my question? Oh, so what got you into wanting to race? Like, what got you into racing?
So my dad, he was a drag racer. He raced drag cars, and all of his buddies were getting their kids into go-kart racing. So he's like, oh, I'm going to do it too. So I got into the go-kart racing, and I started that at the age of 3, turned 4 that summer, and raced those from 3 to 13. And then at the age of 13, we moved out of the go-karts, and actually to wrap up go-kart racing, I was a 6-year consecutive track champion and only lost 3 times within that period. We had go-karting just damn near down to a T. And so I moved into the Mod Light division from those and raced Mod Lights from the age of 13 to 19. And then, like I told you guys earlier, you know, for my 17th birthday, I got sprint cars. So for 2 years, I was doing double duty. 17 to 19, I was doing double duty, and then started doing full-time after that, and we sold the Mod Light and put all of our focuses into the sprint car. And then now, you know, the pavement world.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Michael, is there anything you wanted to ask Devon at all?
Yeah, it's just something I'm just kind of curious about, you know. Obviously, I think a lot of people know you now as, you know, the first openly LGBT ARC driver.
Yep.
You know, as far as we know. Just curious, like, what has the reaction been? Like, overall, how was it down there?
The reaction really has been good. I haven't seen any negativity or whatever, but I'm not the person that goes digging or looking for it either. Like, ultimately, I could care less. I could ultimately care less what people have to say about it or whatever. And my sexuality doesn't define my skills or my talents. Like, I'm behind the wheel for a reason. Like, they're not just going to, you know, it's how some people are seeing it. It's like, they're not just going to pick a random gay person out in the world and go put them, let's put them in the driver's seat of an ARCA car because we need diversity in the motorsports. Like, that just doesn't happen. Like, I'm obviously there for a reason because I feel that I've got the skills and talents to do that. So
yeah, right.
So, you know, down there, it was actually really cool. I was in just a little meeting in the ARCA trailer. I got to meet the president of ARCA. And he asked me, you know, his first thing was, you know, he introduced himself, but then his first thing, he said, how did people treat you this weekend? Like, how did it go here? And to know that, you know, there was the focus of making sure that I was treated fairly and everything. And not that should even have to be a question or come up at all, you know. Just, I'm one of your normal guys climbing into a race car out there. But it also comes along with that being a factor, but not having to be the main factor. You know, I'm glad that it's a thing and people know the story now, and that being at a professional level like that there's somebody to look up to, and that I can be an influencer or that person for somebody to look up to as a role model, you know, from hearing my story and knowing that I'm at a level of this sort, you know. So I'm glad that that's a thing, that I can be there to help people as well. But like I've said, you know, my sexuality doesn't define me, my personality, my morals, my character, and me defines me, you know. So it's just a little additive.
Yeah, you know, and that's kind of how I always feel like that's how it should be treated, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's not something that, if you ask me, that's not something that would define a person. You know?
No.
I mean, I know this from some experience. There was this karter, you know, who we raced with back when I was in karting, you know, who was openly gay. You know, he brought his boyfriend to the track. And obviously it's a very conservative crowd there, you know. But honestly, it seemed like I didn't really see anybody give him any issues for it, you know.
Yeah.
It seemed like as long as you're out there and you're able to compete with the big boys, you know, I think you're going to be respected in the sport.
Oh, absolutely. The same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think most people are accepting anymore. I mean, there'll always be those people, but yeah, I definitely agree with everything you guys have said, and yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, hang on 1 second, guys. I'm driving my car off to get an oil change, so it'll be just 1 minute.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Speaking of which, I probably need to get my car some oil change here pretty soon as well. So I'm kind of a little overdue for that.
Yeah, I just had mine done about a month ago. So
Nice. Yeah, I'll probably drop mine off at the dealership and do that maintenance package, because that's what I've been doing. Because like, what's even cool is if they have to like do something where they got to keep it for a day, they actually like give me a loaner car that I can use. So I got to drive one of the newer cars where you push a button to start the car. I'm like, how do I start this? Oh, right, you push a button.
yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, no, I'm back. Sorry. Like I said, you know, I live in Iowa, so I'm actually driving my winter beater car right now. I bought a brand new car in June, and so it's put away. I put it away for the winter to try and keep it out of salt and sand and stuff. And if I've got an old winter beater car to drive and keep it out of the crap, why not do it?
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got an uncle who lives up there. Actually, you said near 34 Raceway. Like, what part of Iowa is that?
It's the very southeast tip of Iowa, so like right on the Mississippi River.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
you know something? My uncle actually lives up there, and he's actually a huge sprint car fan, so he may have seen you race.
So, what part of Iowa?
He lived in Davenport for a while, and now I think he's living in Tipton.
In Tipton?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tipton's like maybe an hour or so north of here. There's a small little racetrack in Tipton, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Just a little quarter mile.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
he
just
might
pulled
have
it
seen
up.
you race then.
It's a good possibility because we run, like, 305s are always in a company class when the big shows come around, like the All-Stars or World Outlaws. You know, we're always in a company class.
Okay. Yeah, I just pulled up on Google Maps. Yeah, just right down the road from right there in Burlington, right off the Mississippi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember going to Iowa and always, driving over or right past the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
Up at school, they always hype that up in science class. So, of course, I was always kind of like, oh, that's cool. I'm actually getting to see this,
Yeah.
They always hyped up the Mississippi River.
Sorry, what was that?
I said, did you say that they always hyped up the Mississippi River?
Yes, they actually did. I'm not kidding.
I mean,
wild.
I'm used to seeing it. I have family in St. Louis, so whenever I visit, I cross that river every time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it was always hyped up as the longest river in the States. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what it was that educators loved about it.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
My trip to St. Louis, I crossed 4 rivers: the Ohio, the Wabash, the Mississippi, and the Missouri.
Yep.
Yeah, and of course now I'll pass one over and I won't give two thoughts about it.
Yeah. I'm just like, finally, I'm in St. Louis. I'm 30 minutes away from seeing my father. After a 6-hour drive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even when I make trips like those, I'm used to them now. They feel short to me. I'm just like, oh, I'm in Illinois already. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys have probably felt that feeling too at some point when going somewhere too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I don't know. I'm the kind of person, though, if I have to drive anything over 4 hours, I'm probably going to fly. I don't mind being in the car, but if I can, it was like I had never flown in my life before I was 21 years old. And so now I have flown 34 times, actually. From October of 2019 to now, I've flown 34 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've never flown before.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow.
No, I've literally never. Well, once when I was like 2, so I don't remember it.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
I've flown a handful of times. I've actually have flown international. I have gone to Spain before, so I know what it's like to be on a plane for 6 to 9 hours. It's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with me is that I would love to just go to Japan someday, just to visit that place. That's always been the one place. That's been the one country I've wanted to go and visit. So.
Bora Bora is my dream destination.
Was it?
Bora Bora.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bora Bora. Where is that?
It's south of. It's kind of. Pretty sure it's south of Cuba. Is that right?
I've never heard of that place.
It's
You've
an
never heard
island.
of Bora
in-
Bora?
Yeah, it's a small South Pacific island northwest of Tahiti in the French Polynesia, I believe.
151, 495. Yep. Sorry.
Checking your mileage?
Yeah, he needed the mileage to put on for my next sticker. So Bora Bora is south.
I guess for me.
Well, let's see. It's a long ways down there.
I guess for me, I would love to visit somewhere
It's
like
directly
New Zealand.
south of Honolulu.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
It's like south, just a little east of Honolulu. But, I mean, a ways down there.
Gotcha. I'm seeing some pictures, though. It does look really pretty.
Oh, I know. The picture that I have in my head that I've always seen is the sitting in your hut over the water.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and go on the pay.
Oh, yeah.
Those look cool. I like that.
Yeah. But, yeah, that whole flying thing, that's probably going to change for me later in the year. You know, if these USAC plans that we have, get together, I'll probably have to head up to California at the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, I've actually I've got to do some out of the country traveling here at the end of this year. Obviously, Australia, hopefully, to go race. But in September or November, I will be going to the Cayman Islands for a wedding.
Ooh, nice.
Which actually, if you know anything about sprint car racing, do you know who Jamie Ball is?
Yep.
Okay, so it'll be his wedding.
Okay.
Oh, okay, nice. Oh, man, yeah, we talk about places we like to visit. I guess for me, I would love to see Australia or New Zealand. Always been a couple countries I'd love to go to. Ireland, because I have ancestry in Ireland, so it would be cool to go. My dad has jokingly said one time he was in Ireland, he was actually asked for directions because he kind of resembled Irish. He's like, oh, no,
really?
I'm not from here. You look like you're from here. So I always found that kind of funny. But, yeah, those are a few places I'd love to see.
Yeah. Not going to lie, I just kind of want to go to Japan because I'm a huge weeb. So.
I think that's fair. I mean, I think visiting Japan would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We'd fit right in.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like a really cool country, too. Oh.
Yeah. I would.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've never thought about Japan.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, they got tracks like Suzuka and Twin Ring Motegi, or heck,
that's
even
true.
Yeah.
And NP.
Yes, I would be visiting every single one of those.
Oh, yeah. Also, for me, I wouldn't mind seeing an NPB baseball game there as well.
Yeah, that'd be a good excuse to go.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I'd also like to get down to Australia if I could, do some of the races down there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, my dad actually, when I was very little, this was 2000, he actually went to Sydney on business like 2 weeks after the Olympics were there. So, obviously, he saw stuff like the Olympic bike trail and the Olympic rings on the bridge. It was pretty cool.
That's cool. That'd be cool. I think at some point the Great Wall of China would be something really neat to see.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, just neat landmarks and such like that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I think with where we're going, I think I'll be spending a lot of time focused on racing before I go do a whole bunch of traveling. I'll save that for later in life.
Right.
Yeah. You gotta do like Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it looks like he's been enjoying the retired life.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that it's cool that he's still. You can still find him behind the microphone and stuff. Like that, I could so see myself doing something like that. Like once I get out of the career, like still being involved in motorsports in some way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after your body can only take so much. This is another thing people just don't really get, especially me now understanding those G-forces of Daytona was like, people just don't understand how hard the wear and tear is on your body physically.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, especially on, hot summer days where, in a car you can get up to 150 degrees. I always believe, you have to be physically and mentally, in it for racing. It's people think, oh, you're just in a car. No. There's much more to it. Way much more.
Yes. Yes, yeah. I agree 100%.
Yeah. And, for me, you mentioned being on the microphone. That's kind of like what I'm working towards too. I'm not a racer myself unless you count me racing go-karts, but for me, I do play-by-play of high school sporting events, and I'd like to get into motorsports in media in some way, shape, or form. Maybe someday I could end up calling a race, which would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, and it's just like,
yeah, man.
Everybody's got their own dreams and stuff of what they want to, what do you want to get out of life and what you want to do. So, there's no point in not chasing it.
Right.
Yeah, man. Still got to try to get you at least one race in the Chili Bowl, though.
Oh, God, absolutely. I plan to be running. That's the thing is I tell everybody, like I hear, a lot of people are like, oh, Chili Bowl's always a race I'd like to do, but I just don't know. I'm like, why not? Like, just go do it. Like, I live life to the absolute fullest that I can, to have fun, do whatever. Like, just go do it. What's holding you back? Like, just go do it. It doesn't matter. Go do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I literally had a friend text me, in the middle of the Saturday mains. He literally texted saying, dude, give me some advice because I want to do this next year. And he sounded like he was dead serious.
Wow.
Yeah, no, for sure. Chili Bowl is, like no other. And people are like, well, how much does that pay to win? And I'm like, not that much. It's just the name behind it.
Yeah, I think it was like, what, 10 grand?
Yeah, it's 10 grand to win Chili Bowl.
Yeah, but still, it's such a big event. You got, 300 racers from all over the world that come over, to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they compete in this event. It's absolutely amazing how many racers are in it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just like, geez, 300, only, a handful can make the final A main, and then you have to go through all these different main races, and we saw, was it Jason McDougall, trying to climb his way through, and unfortunately just came up a little short.
Exactly. And it's just like, you never know. There's some people that will surprise the crap out of you, and you're like, well, who are they or where'd they come from? And, you never know who you're going to see at Chili Bowl. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those events that I think everyone just has on their bucket list, no matter what form of racing you're from.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so anything else you guys wanted to reach out on?
I don't think I have anything else. What about you, Devin?
No, I think I'm good. I think I've said everything that's come to mind for questions.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap things up here. Devon Rouse, thank you so much for joining us, and we're looking forward to seeing you out on the track this season.
Yes, thank you. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. And that'll pretty much do it from here. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this edition of the Dropping the Hammer Racing Hour on The Grueling Truth, where legends speak. From Devon Rouse, Michael Klein, and myself, Alex Gray, signing off, and we'll see you next time.
Bye!